Welcome to our program once again. It's a pleasure that you've joined us here today. Today I'm going to be talking to a very fascinating young lady by the name of Christina Ranjan. Now, for the past 7 years, Christina has been a lecturer at different design institutions around this city. And for the past 3.5 years, she has conducted private classes and different courses in various forms of arts and crafts. She's here with me, and I promise you it's going to be an interesting chat. Christina, thank you so much for coming in. I want to start by asking you to explain to me where are the different places you're at and what you're actually doing there.
I'm a lecturer by profession,
Yes.
an artist and a crafter by passion. So I lecture at different design schools in the city, right from the National Institute of Fashion Technology, Chennai campus at Taramani. Then I work for National College of Design for Alagappa University. Then I work for INIFD Academy of Interiors for Triple ID and Anomaly. And I also have my own studio in the name of Christina's Art Studio, where I teach different kinds of visual arts and crafts.
Right. So when you say visual arts and crafts, what does it mean, Christina? What specifically do you teach people?
It's on different kinds of visual arts like calligraphy, card making, then painting, scrapbooking of crafts, then mixed media, which is an international art, and then decoupage, sospeso, which is called volume decoupage, then clays and everything.
Have you seen over the years that we here in Chennai at least, that there are more and more people who are getting interested in the arts and crafts?
Yes, there are many people who are getting interested in arts and crafts as time during this time compared to the previous years, because maybe the professional lives which they are having, because of the stress they are undergoing, and there is also a need right now that they want to give personalized stuff. So for the personalized one, handmade one, so these are some things which help them to do better and give a personalized touch to whatever they are doing it.
Right. So we're talking here that perhaps there's some therapeutic value in the arts and crafts, in spending time and, you know, kind of being patient about what you're doing. Do you think that's the case?
Yes, definitely. There is a lot of therapeutic value involved. When we are doing any kind of arts and crafts in my place, there are a lot of colors that they are exposed to. So that makes them happy. And if they're doing calligraphy, lots of concentration is required. So when they concentrate and write, they are able to forget so many things. So it's only that work for that particular time.
Right. When we talk of arts and crafts, until now, one's concept was really Indian arts and crafts and folk art and stuff like this. Now, I want to draw you out. You're teaching so many different things. Which would you say, in your experience, is the most popular?
In my studio, the popular one is calligraphy. I teach different types of calligraphy, right from the modern one, the traditional ones, which is like the old English form, and then we have foundational, we have copper plate calligraphy. So we use the different kinds of pens required for this, and we bring the pens right from the place it's originated, and there are exclusive people who are giving these pens to us. So it's not just made in India, we are bringing in materials from different parts of the world.
Right. Calligraphy, I was reading about it recently, that there are more and more people, you know, in other countries as well as in India, who are getting more interested in actually doing that little handwritten note or writing something, making a poster. Have you noticed that, Christina?
Yes, there are people who want to write cards right now, because handmade cards are coming back into vogue. In between, there were a lot of printed notes, and the technology was driven completely. So at that point of time, now people want to make a lot of handmade cards and give it to them. So they just not want to make the card, but they want to write something which looks beautiful and aesthetically appealing.
Right. What is the earliest form of calligraphy? Because of course, I have a great interest in calligraphy, and of course, you know, let me confess that obviously I'm one of your students, but the earliest calligraphy, let me draw you out on that.
The earliest calligraphy was from the Romans, so as our letters are from the Roman origin, so earliest was the Romans. Then as part the history progressed, we had Romans, we had post-Roman, then we had Gothic, we had Renaissance, we had, so all the periods of history had their own calligraphers writing different styles of calligraphy.
Right. What about children? Do you find that you have some students who are young and who are your students?
I don't take very young children in my class.
Why?
Because they have to have a lot of technical knowledge before they write calligraphy. So they think that when they are just doing the 4th grade or the 3rd grade they can write, but it is only during the 4th grade they are exposed to writing in pen. So holding a pen like this, it's pretty difficult, first of all, number one. Number two, they should know what are the different angles of placing the pen. So the pressure and the release strokes, the thick and the thin strokes, everything has to be played within. So I would say the ideal age of starting calligraphy would be 11 plus or 12. Not lesser than that, because they have to know a little bit of mathematical things before they have to progress further.
Why do you say that?
Because of the angle, they have to know 30 degrees, what is 60 degree. When I tell them to place it in 30 degrees, they should be able to place it in 30 degrees. I can show them once, but that's the thing, when they practice it, when they are too small, they won't be able to do it. And it's all mostly fountain pen, we start for the beginners. So when they are in 4th grade, that's when they start holding a pen. So they have to be well versed and then move on.
Right. Christina, when I was a child, a long time ago, you were taught how to write in a school. You had that little cursive writing book, and you'd have to actually follow the way it went down those lines. But these days, I am not so sure that they actually teach children how to write. Do you think that's a bit of a problem?
Yes, that's the main reason. There are a lot of places where they teach handwriting, because we were not taught handwriting, we were not sent to handwriting classes.
Right, that's true. Do you think that as time goes on, children also will begin to be interested in calligraphy? Do you ever see that happening?
More than the child is interested, the parents are interested to push their children. That is what I would say.
Right,
because there are a lot of pressure that everybody is writing something or the other. So they want their child to write, because the next door aunt is writing calligraphy. They want their little one who is 5 years old to write calligraphy. So which is really difficult and technically not possible for the child to write. I strongly believe the child should enjoy doing it rather than the pressure of doing it.
Right. Is calligraphy your most popular class?
I have calligraphy, the most popular one is calligraphy, then followed by decoupage, and then my card making classes.
Right. In talking about calligraphy, of course, it's quite an expensive thing to be doing, isn't it? The paper, the pens, the ink. So do you think it's beyond the reach of a lot of people who might normally and otherwise have come to a class and actually learn how to write in calligraphy?
No, it is not beyond the reach of so many people, because we have normal materials also, but as we go for the very traditional ones, we would definitely require better materials, better usage of inks and papers in order to get the desired output.
Right. I'm going to ask you to hold on, Christina, to that thought, because we're going to come back. We're going to take another short break. It's time for us to take another very, very short break and get right back. So please don't go anywhere.